between CurryMaker and ThatObserver from the loose bracket round 2, and I'm of course very much confused by whatever this happens on this board. I need to interact with everything as always. Now we should be more or less ready for the first spin to arrive in a little less than 2 minutes. Thank you for Joker for adminning this one, and once again we have our players here, CurryMaker and ThatObserver in loose bracket round 2. Which of course means that one of them will be eliminated after this one. And just a quick look at their tournament so far. I can see that Observer started against Reaper 47 and lost 2 points to 6, or I guess 1 map to 3. Reaper is still in the winner bracket, and he'll be facing off against Giannini. That's what we learned a couple hours ago. That's been Observer's only match so far. On the other hand, Curry has played 2 matches. Started with a 3-0 sweep against Look It's Me, one of the rookies this tournament, but then lost a very entertaining and very close fought match against the Joker J, the RR, and RR8 runner-up, RR7 runner-up, one-time runner-up. Sorry Joker, I forgot about that one. And that put him down to lower bracket, and now one of them will be eliminated. First to 6, of course, as always. So at least 3 maps today, and definitely these 2 map picks first. Haven Island chosen by CurryMaker, then New York chosen by Observer, and no holding back in the lower bracket. This is their, I think, best known maps. I guess Observer and Miami is a more iconic duo, but New York is still pretty much up there for him, and for Curry it's definitely Haven, the number 1 Haven hype. So 5 seconds there, and I hope it's my spin because Joker has done a takeover, but yes, that is the spin that I made before having to relieve of my admin duties. This is Tyson Williams, allowed pistol in suit, Stephen Bradley, Seashell as bodyguard without target specification, and Ludmila Vetrova, shotgun, Villa staff, also no target specification. I'm hoping to hear from these players. Maybe they are muted. I need to just interact. Yeah, that was the problem. I have also made the move to Streamlabs, so we potentially, hopefully, don't have any of the weird, strange, I guess, OBS behavior we've seen on these streams lately. I'm not a fan of the layout or the user interface, but I'll do what is have to be done. Curry is the first one to load in after almost 1 full minute. It's a very tough spin. 1 loud kill and 2 no KO kills, although both Steven and Ludmila can be safely lured into bathrooms, of course with 1 secret shot each. And yeah, let me know about the sound levels, guys. I think there's reasonable background for both of them, and I should be out speaking both of them. Observer couldn't speed the spin for a whole minute. Hopefully it's a one-time thing. I'm really sorry to hear that, and I think Mike is also aware. He was the one replying to Obs. I don't know if that could be the fact that I set the spin for top of the hour, that delayed it to 2 minutes past and then to 3 minutes past. Hopefully nothing too difficult there, and hopefully it won't make the difference.
CEO of Haven, a reputed
Rather good gameplay on both sides, and hopefully nice first try from at least one of them. Curry is looking to drag. It's not Tyson as the bodyguard away for the time being, and that's this guy secured on the other side, or I guess the closer side of this cinema screen. And I would imagine that Curry will keep dragging Tyson to the point that he could perhaps grab Tyson from the other side. Certainly looks like the case. Curry has the bodyguard disguise on him and started as Villa Staff. I think the Villa Staff disguise will be waiting for him after the loud kill, which I guess is fine. Ideally it would be the Villa Guard, although I don't think it makes a huge difference. There will be Enforcer dots outside and no other escape but to take the ladder, and should be able to do that with both. Observer is not spending time with extra dragging isolations. That gives him the slight lead currently. But of course he will have to do something similar late in the spin. Observer is the first one to get caught on cameras. Neither of them took care of it. Curry will try to avoid it so that there's no need to have a detour later on. Gets the seashell as well. That's one enforcer to dodge. Of the two Villa Guard disguises, the bodyguard has a few more enforcers outside, but the Villa Guard has a few more enforcers inside the Villa area, so I guess there's no OP disguise. You have to be a bit careful with both of them. Observer getting rid of the live guard for, I would say no particular reason, but it's always good to have on fewer NPCs, although as we could see on the whoosh, there is potential for you to rip there.
I'm not giving you the keys, Steven. What? What? I can't do.
Scruffy slash Scruffled says that it could be a server lore spin. I mean, it's very live and loud, but no KO on Steven and Ludwig is probably the easier two targets here. It's basically a regular ISO as Curry is demonstrating it right now. And then, I mean, I guess it depends on when and how you get the disguise for Ludmilla. Kill at 4 minutes for Curry would be able to make it tight, I guess, to round back to the Villa Staff after making Ludmilla sick. I think that's the best play though. Observer also gets the first kill. He is the first one to get any kill. Curry is just a couple of seconds behind. Oh yeah, I definitely agree that Meme and others would say that it's more like a server lore spin, but I think some of us will just never really do it.
Bradley taken care of. Well done.
Even if maybe the spin would actually be good for a server lore, I think I just don't do it, period. Fewer stress to think about. So for Curry, that's a pause, and he has a seashell kill, so can always wonder what he is pausing about. It could be the way to get inside his own hut for the suit, and that could be, I guess, the trapdoor with a loud weapon. Observer just ripped but doesn't know it. I don't know it either. Would it be... I can't you rewind? I also missed it, unfortunately. Because he didn't get compromised. So that would be a body found, but there's no picture-in-picture there either. Scurry is making his way into the shark hut now, and yep, there's no briefcase to take, just a free suit.
Oh, Mr. Reaper. Yeah, hey, bro.
So with the shotgun and getting the Villa Staff. The sitting guard stood up when he saw the other body. Yeah, I guess it's quick enough that it wouldn't really show on picture-in-picture. It's unlucky because we really won't find out for a while. So we're backtracking to get the Villa Staff and eventually get the Ludmilla kill. One enforcer to dodge there. That's whoosh turned quite close for comfort. But it's still a pretty good timing to make Ludmilla sick. I think if Observer gets there before the 6-minute mark, 6:15 even. That's still the usual Ludmilla placement. Looking at the dishes in the restaurant, carrying the shotgun. Quite close to this area, and Observer is opting not to go for the obvious angle. Scruffy has the great benefit of being able to look back at the stream, and I definitely do believe you that if you say that's a rip, that's a very unfortunate rip for Observer, then sometimes you just know by the way how NPCs react or how much time left. It's just an obvious body spot. Quick enough, Curry gets the kill, gets the 2 guards going inside. That's a bit of whoosh, but gets away with it. And now he's deciding where to go. Risk it to keep the green guns, or maybe take the yellow and delete the evidence later. Curry decides to risk it and steal green guns, and still no camera troubles. Observer left the shotgun nearby. I'm so unfortunate that it's a ripped run. And now cannot find the shotgun either. I think it's a bit closer to the villa. And now it's troublesome because you can't KO Ludmilla. You need the weapon. And it doesn't show up in instinct. That's incredible. The high bushes, and Curry is making a big risk there with his last shot. He misses the seeker on Ludmilla, and well, how good is your backup, CurryMaker? Oh, that's an easy backup. Curry still has a pneumatic remote device, but needs to get it before she gets too close to the sauna, and I don't know where she would puke there. I wanna say it's still the safe Steven area, sorry, below the gym, but can't be too sure, and of course need to stalk her a little. Yes, Colored Observer should be in the red, and that should stay forever. I think it's a rip anyway, but earlier on, back when he was deleting the evidence, there was one too many KOs, or I guess that was the right amount of KOs, but the last one was just done before or after the body was spotted, and Observer misses Ludmilla. That's terrible for him. It's 8 minutes 15 and now 20. There's just no real way to salvage this one. And for Curry, a lot of optimization, improvisation is needed, because that will be one body found by Ludmilla. That's a rare line. Ludmilla reacting to Steven's body, but I think that's contained. That should be contained, but that's a KO on Ludmilla! And that's a rip to the run. Instincts go over, and I think for the first time this tourney, one really promising and really late run is ripped by the new conditions this tournament. Because you cannot pacify Ludmilla Vetrova or the run is invalid. That's what the red box means below her face. So Curry seems to be a lot behind, 9 minutes behind, but we are pretty sure that Observer's run is one way or the other is over, although he salvages the lost shotgun. And that's one problem less, but still remaining 2 problems. What do you do with Ludmilla? Because you just missed her seeker isolation. And 2, he is almost definitely red from a previous KO anyway. Yeah, luckily, pretty sure Curry realized it, and that's why he insta restarted. So there's no need for an admin message. There's a restart.
Hope this works today.
Not even a replan. I don't think there's a plan change needed for Observer, but a quick restart. And after this, after 12.5 minutes, there's just 1 minute again between them. Almost that 1 minute in which Observer couldn't see the spin at the beginning. Could still come back to bite him. do have another match going on, by the way. Just in case someone wants to watch 2 matches, just gonna use this time to shout out. I think that's crazy for Daisy. Yep, with TK47 versus Brain Fixer. So that's where you can go to watch the other match, or multi-twitch, or of course just stay in here. This match just got a bit longer because neither players can do this first run. This will be of course very similar to the previous run, and it will be very similar to basically all, I guess not all, but still very many even spins in the past. Just a very obvious will start into exploring the other 2 targets. This could be or would be one of the spins where you could even be tempted to start suit, so that would be the, I guess, the spa area in the middle. You probably don't peekaboo Tyson, but you get him still in the cinema. And after that you should be able to grab both a bodyguard and a Villa staff. It kind of messes up the timing, so I'm not sure if you can still get adequate seeker timings on both targets, but I guess still an option. Villa staff start is pretty standard here and pretty good for this spin. I think Curry's having some troubles trying to line up this seeker shot. I think he distracted that NPC who's walking away from us now. And now, after was said and done, there's a successful seeker shot. And we missed the seashell grab, but it should be near the area which Observer just went past. We did miss the other seashell grab, but I think Curry is very likely to have one. And for Observer, I don't see one just yet, but that's another huge problem. Still plenty of time to grab one. That's a risky seeker angle, but hits for Observer. Keeps up the race. Stays, I guess, 30 to 45 seconds behind and can use this time to grab that seashell with the Enforcer in a better position.
2 targets remaining.
Yes, I think it's a pretty good skill to be able to hit those seeker shots on Observer. That is a time save worth, I guess, pretty much, or not, not a little, I guess. There's gonna be the KO on the Villa Guard, and then into a no target pacification seashell kill. Throne or melee both work, since this tournament, luckily. And that's 1 kill apiece. Curry's going straight again for the suit, and we don't really know where Observer would go after this, because now he has a lot more time and he doesn't have to get rid of the evidence, no need for any backups, and places the shotgun in a much better position. But I sure hope he saved it. There are these enforcers which could be trouble, but he manages to dodge them just a little, and it's a straight path into the villa. And yeah, I think Observer is a fan of taking the starting disguise, and I don't think it takes much longer than using the vacuum cleaner to get one downstairs. It's pretty safe and standard again. So as far as Curry goes, he has the suit, but nothing about Ludmilla. I think with the Matic device in hand, or in a briefcase to be exact, Curry is not too fussed about doing the Ludmilla kill second, which is it's a rare take, because you usually see this isolation at all costs in the 6-minute mark, but Curry has that backup, which makes his route a lot more convenient, I guess. When the guard says inconvenient, I just have to say it's convenient to do the way Curry is doing it, which makes it really hard to tell who's better here. Observer will have a good timing to get the seeker shot. Of course, he has to wait a lot for Ludmilla to go down. It's one enforcer that is... I suppose it's possible to dodge. I wouldn't have done so 5:15 inside run without knowing it for sure. Big moment for Curry. I don't see the drag there. There's the arm. I would have tried a bit more because I think there is still a possibility. If you go into cover, go outside of cover, stay around that area. Yeah, he keeps trying. The arm is definitely there. I guess it's harder to... Easy for me to say it and actually try it, and I believe Curry has tried everything he could, just not enough. It's going to set him back, and I think it puts the momentum towards Observer's favor. Who's now very happy to see that loud shotgun. Still has to carry to the bathroom. And, oh, and the enforcer catches Curry. And now it's big towards Observer, who now has to be aware of Ludmilla and not KOing her. I guess it's perfect the way the hand washer guy leaves. Then will be no troubles here. Changes into disguise to be able to carry the shotgun. This is all set up for Observer to get his second kill and the last live kill of this spin for him. Of course, provided he gets Tyson kill as well. But this is really unfortunate for Curry. One small hiccup. The fact that I guess not enough of Tyson's body went through the cinema screen. He couldn't fully drag him through. So he had to take the long way around. And then runs into that enforcer lady. Which means now that Observer is in a really good position to win this spin. Gets the second kill. With an extra loud shot on Ludmilla for good measure. And now all he needs is a loud pistol, which he definitely has from the Steven ISO. And a suit, which he will definitely find in the shark hut once he counts left to right, right to left. It's the third one from left and second one from the right. Don't believe he has a silenced pistol for this run. But yes, he does. Okay, he did go through and delete the evidence early in his second run, so it's an easy infiltration. Other room has the suit. Nakamyani, and yes, this is one of the Haven spins of all time. Not as scary as it looks at first, but still pretty impressive, and it's no wonder it's taking players now 21 minutes to finish it. Going to be at least a minute and a half more, and that's not jinxing Observer. He still needs a hostile loud kill to go. He didn't... See, now I'm missing up the first and second runs, but in the first run he definitely didn't spend a lot of time setting up Tyson, dragging him through, or even breaching the cinema screen, which makes me think that he might just do that now. Checking. I don't see a breaching charge here though. Which means that it will be about dragging and about, I guess, trying to get into the cinema and to the other side of the screen. At least I'm pretty sure he didn't drag him last time around. There's a striker though. He didn't even take the one from Steven's guard. I think now the big thinking's coming. How am I going to approach this last kill? The only one which can be done with KOing the target, but arguably the hardest. Trying to also remember how to do this unconventional coin throw, but it turns the guard around, although not long enough to make it safe, but still made it easily. And to be honest, I don't think there's much I wanted to say there's not much setup needed, but I think there might just be, because you get the disguise and you exit, you still may have the guards from the inside of the mansion go to this room. That's so difficult to think. I think Observer will go safe. And I think that's the only option here. I would be tempted to say that it's an option to just shoot Tyson right there, but yes, I'm pretty sure that that would result in a body being found.
Well done.
Observer gets rid of the last guard,
2 targets remaining.
who will then make his way to the jacuzzi bathroom, I guess. Also, it's a nice wall bang, that's for sure. I don't really know, don't really think it makes things easier, but Observer is going to go for it. False alarm. You just wanted to set up these guys closer to the screen. I'm sorry for shouting. I was getting so excited. That's definitely not a setup. He just wants to get these guys to the other side of the screen, and there will be 3 more body drags and a finish in closer to 3 minutes, which is going to be a bit more painful for Curry because he's gonna make a lot of progress in 3 minutes, but nowhere close to finishing. Who's now done with the Steven kill, going to get the free disguise, the free suit for the 3rd time, and then into the Tyson kill, maybe even faster than Observer does, but of course the winner should take much longer. Observer is now inside vacuum channel and has everything he needs for the last kill, but of course there's still 2 more bodies to drag. Thankfully for him, the bathroom has 2 of these closets for 4 person in total. And even better is that that's full. That's full Observer. That's gonna be trouble though. We definitely saw two bodies there.
Get out of my face.
Luckily for Observer, the 2 mates won't go towards the sound most of the time, but Observer needs to be quick and needs to realize that this is a full box. That is a full box. Gets the last kill, jacks him, panics him and gets him outside. I don't think this is a good idea. He will be seen soon enough. Observer is making a run for it, but this will be resulting in a body being found. Observer's panicking and loses the run in result of that. Oh my, the nerves for this one. He just couldn't think of the other box and thought there is no way out and he had to leave quickly.
Tyson Williams
And that wasn't the
eliminated.
case. He missed the other box. That's going to be so painful for map 1 of this long series.
I know he's around here somewhere.
And Curry is just trying to make sure that he can win this one. Suddenly there's only 4 minutes and 5 seconds remaining and still 1 Ludmilla kill to go. Luckily we know from Curry he has a pneumatic gas device to make it a potentially really quick Ludmilla ISO. He has the last disguise with probably the shotgun inside that briefcase,
That's not open for discussion.
which he really needs to get outside, put it into some bushes, and then just use a safe fart in a box to make Ludmilla sick. I think with this timing it will be a really quick ISO down to the bathroom under the restaurant. Yes, Lonely, she is going to the spa now, but this is a pretty good timing. Curry is trying to risk it with a Seeker that is probably going to cost him 1 point, but gets the Seeker shot. Potentially the map winning move of hitting that Seeker. 3 minutes and 5 seconds. And that will be really close to getting that kill. The one last problem, because you don't need a disguise, you don't need anyone. The very last thing that you need to remember is the hand washer on his cycle. I don't see it on the minimap. And just look for the soundproofness. Close the bathroom door, wait until the other door closes, which I think is now the case.
Good work, 47. Ludmilla Vetrova has been permanently.
Oh, of course sorry, I didn't even realize that it could be any
That's all
shotgun.
we need to do from here.
Because we were so focused on the loud shotgun from the other side. It wasn't even a requirement. Of course, Curry gets it easily with the shotgun and wins the first map with 2 minutes and 25 seconds to go. What a first map. it is really fierce for Observer. I want to say both players got their share of misfortune, but Observer's is probably even more significant because he didn't win the map in result. Observer had this run where he just couldn't hide that body in time, but Curry basically ran into the only enforcer that matters on the map, going to his second kill while eliminating Tyson. And of course that whole charade was because he just couldn't grab the hand of Tyson well enough. Wow, I don't think we will see 27 minutes of New York, but we are now going to the second map of this match, chosen by ThatObserver. We didn't talk about the bans yet. It is Ambrose Island by CurryMaker and Paris by Observer. Not a lot I could say about either of these bans, but the picks do speak for themselves. Just seeing the reactions there. Observer, yeah, blaming it, or I guess mentioning Roulette Brain. It just really happens at this time around. And Curry himself wanted to scream after the first trip. I guess that was his only rip. I remember 2 rips, and the second one was the crucial one. So I'm not sure, but we did see some painful rips from either side. Hopefully not that many to go in the remaining up to 5 maps, because it can go to 6 maps. We'll go to 6 points for sure, but closest Curry can get to the winning is getting match point here and 4-0 win on a map that is definitely Observer's favor. So much so that Observer has played it 8 times and only lost it once. And you just know when that happens, I will have to look for it and see who did he lose to. He has beaten Joker J, he's beaten Ashton, Tinega, Pineur, GK Punk, all in the group stage, Barbecue in RR9, Mr. Mike in RR9, but I just cannot find it New York for the life of me. Oh yeah, there's the New York loss against Danny Buta in round 3 of last year's World Championship. Unfortunately, Danny has made the decision a couple days ago that well, he left Hitman servers. I guess it's not official that he won't be trying to defend his title, but it's going to make it really hard from being outside the server. And of course, the previous New York. Thank you, Joker, for reminding me. Don't even remember. Yes, I do remember the spin now. It's antique nerve curved knife as, I guess, security guard. So it's a spin which Joker definitely knew that could beat the current world record of 215. Yes, a 145 spin to be exact by Scruffled. And it just, neither players could get going. I think Curry had a really bad beginning. He just couldn't get 30 seconds in game time for so long. And for Joker, he went so far and then had the painful late trips multiple times. Really wasn't the spin for either of them. I think Curry won it, and that put him at a 4-2 lead, and then Joker came back with the, it's not a sweep, but I guess 2 maps in a row to win it 6-4. It was a really exciting match, definitely worth a watch. 10 more seconds until this second spin, now fully in Joker's hands. Thank you for adminning this one again. And let's see if this is anything resembling a world record. It's not quite, I don't think so at least. Athena Savalas, Silence Piston is an IT worker. It's one of the disguises further away from the office, so even starting security guard, you will take some time getting the disguise. And you will have to stash or bring 1 silence pistol. It will be the floor bowler for Observer, and switching out 1 last item for the snail. What's also crucial is to have a lockpick here. And yeah, exactly, that was No, it wasn't what Curry was missing. There will be one more restart in Curry's way because you cannot open that first gate with the crowbar without
Data core should be behind
people
that
noticing,
large
especially with
steel
the
door.
lady bumping there. Oh, did Curry get rid of the crowbar? Pretty sure I saw it. Oh, I guess the crowbar went away in favor of the snail. Now that's an interesting loadout for him though, because
This is the vault.
I guess after getting
The
these
data
guys you
core
get rid
should
of
be
the
behind that large
evidence.
steel door.
It's decent to use a one Chenk ISO. Or I guess no Chenk ISO. It's gonna be difficult to see how Curry handles it. Observer though, loadout set. This guy is acquired. He can definitely make a run for it here. Doesn't even need the EMP, that's smart. Frees up one important loadout slot, and we know that it's the snail and the Trank. With probably the two Tranks used on the two guards and the snail on the two high management employees, Matteo and Fabian. So this is looking really good for Observer, but still, of course, most of the spin to go. He's only just made it to the top of the building. And now the big decision, I think it's two Tranks. Then a KO. With the wrench. Or the violin. Still a couple options. There's the wrench. Still green guns. And could even do an elimination. Athena's so calm there and collected. So is Observer after that very tense haven. And he is 2 discs away from tying the score up. And for that he has a very neat snail to place for Matteo and Fabian.
I feel like giving that bit woman.
I think Curry is definitely also on his way to get sub 3 spin, but it is now a 30-odd second disadvantage. Going to head back a bit more because of this card. It's a nice little catch up, but not really enough because I just don't know what items he will have for this isolation. Observer needs to sort of hope that Fabian goes and joins Matteo. There are some triggers when it doesn't happen, and you, I guess, just needs to stay close to both of them. And that, I think, will be in range for both of them. Yes, Matteo's down, which was the bigger question. It's this number 2. And number 3 is Fabian. The Enforcer Lady is not looking there. So Observer has now a free run to the New York victory in just 3.5 minutes. 3 minutes and 42 seconds exactly. Impressive comeback to 2-2. I think the difference is so high that the photo finish is not even realistic here. Curry still needs a couple of discs. Although I do love how it all comes down to the private chamber, Athena smoking and then being eliminated. Sadly not enough here. Observer just too strong on his best map. And now come the RNG part of this match, starting in Colorado. I do not know the other maps, so I guess we can keep it that way. I won't be mad if anyone just says the RNG maps, but you can just think of them as one map at a time. They will have to as well. First Colorado, and then very likely someone will have a match point on the next map. Which can be, of course, any of the 3 maps or the 2 bands so far.
That's right. You know how crap this old building is with the wire.
Not quite sub 3 as we expected or thought of, and that's where the lack of items bites Curry in the
Looking up here.
Everything's looking
in the
normal
butt,
here.
but still a 2 Chanks, of course.
That's the head of security here, Matteo Perez.
Couple of
He'll be
forces
holding
making
one
it
of the
difficult.
3
Of course, I'm
back-updated
talking about
discs.
this as if spin was still going. I think Curry is also aware that it's over, and now it's a super over. And that's exit to menu. Thank you, Hawk. So we are going to Siberia after this. That is very good to know. I'll be back after a drink. we've talked about the impressive score of Observer in New York, and he did end up winning that map. Hopefully for him it's not the same omens, because he has a less than ideal win record here. 5 maps played, 1 wins in Colorado. Lost to Reaper his previous match, lost to Red Sox in RR10. But his 1 win, this is really interesting, his one win against Danny Buta, which means that from 8 New Yorks, the only loss was against Danny Buta, and from 5 Colorados, his only win was against Danny Buta. So he likes to defy the odds against the 2-time world champion. Don't know what that means for this match, but interesting fact. Mike with the Arriva. This tropical Spanish island is our next map. And Joker's coming with the Hunt 2 port spin. Ray Suck, Long Kwai, and Lin Nu. They did have some nicknames as well, I think. But I think Lin Nu was the red-haired woman. Ray Suck was the one with the injury on his eyes who goes to kill the hostages, maybe? It's difficult. I don't think I've played it in years at this point. Channel Raider Miss New York. Yes, it was a quick miss. Luckily, it's only 1 map, or I guess unluckily, it's a full map that you missed by being away for 5 minutes. But I mean, Colorado will take more than 5 minutes. That's almost a fact, granted by the 5:45 world record by Fanium from last tournament. And I think this last comment before the spin rise here, that was a really interesting ceiling throw for Observer, which will lure the pointman up the roof. Watch out for that one. It's not in this spin though. Sean Rose shotgun as the hacker, Penelope Graves pistol in suit, Ezra Berg SMG in militia spec ops disguise, and Maya Parvati no target KO screwdriver as militia technician. It's 3 firearms, but a suit start, which means you can make all 3 of them silent. Militia technician screwdriver is a freebie, so no worries not making it a KO kill for Maya. So yeah, what you are left with is 3 silence firearm kills and a freebie for Maya. I would say that it's Westbridge into Penelope kill, get a hacker, bring it to Maya, bring it to the shed near Maya with 2 militia technicians, get the disguise and the Maya kill, and then you will have the Sean kill for yourself, and then just the militia spec ops to give. Could this beat 5:45? I feel like it can be streamlined into something under 5 minutes. I might be vastly overestimating this, or I guess underestimating time some stuff takes, but let's just see. It's a quick start. Observer taking a minute to load, CurryMaker a minute and a half, but they did need to think a lot about this and to make it as streamlined as possible. First try should very likely win this one. First up, it's the isolations and 1 pistol shot to get rid of 1 guard, and then 2 KOs. Was worried about Observer showing the shotgun there, but there's no kill there. Observer could now get the kill if he stayed in his suit, but now as militia elite, he misses out on that early kill. I guess with Ezra still in here, he might as well change into this disguise, not get the kill for now, get it later. It's a bit of dragging for Observer. I wonder if he's trying to make something loud for later. No, just a wide range kill and the potential first try headshot. Yes, 1 shot. Change it back into the non-hostile disguise and can make run for it easily now. Curry with the KO at 119, 109, sorry.
That is Penelope Graves, acclaimed
Can
anti-terrorist.
get the first kill by 119.
Strange to see her as part of this crowd.
So of course real-time
Graves
observer
is
still
down.
ahead.
Excellent work, 47.
Curry with a bit better in-game time, but neither are going for the hacker. They are toning it down just a bit and only looking towards Amaya. They want to get that kill at all costs. Observer has become the militia technician now via the free disguise in the barracks. Didn't look for the militia spec ops either just yet. That's for the very end of the spin. And now comes the Chandler. It's been its own, I guess, not really mystery, but science behind it. Exactly where to aim, where to shoot, and where to throw the screwdriver, and how to chain it so that Maya gets in here from just through throws. And that will be the case for Observer now. This is a melee kill. You could be in a bit of trouble with the whooshes, but it wasn't the case. Observer gets the second kill now, and the stash as well, the two Chanks. It is good for this militia shed eye, so of course the record is not in danger anymore. Fenians will last another day. But Observer's very set on making this safe and probably wait until Sean is inside and use at least one Chank on this room. Curry has missed Maya, so that will be a bit more difficult to get a quick run in. And almost certainly Curry would have to back check for other targets. And yes, Scruffy, it's a very good observation, because we did talk about the 3 weapons in this spin, and you can make all of 3 of them silent. So I'm just thinking out loud, the fact that Observer has brought a Taunton,
That is Sean Rose.
it's one of the 3 firearms. You see the silenced shotgun, and I think a silenced pistol as well, so the SMG has to be loud. Which, yes, your observation is entirely correct. That will be a final loud kill for Ezra. So I would obviously get the mask in a very elaborate way and drag Ezra, or I guess open the gate, shoot Ezra and exit quickly. I wonder if there will be anything faster than that. I wanna say, for loud last kills, it's not unheard of to just get the kill outside and drop an exit, but with the extra Chanks and the fact that Observer needs a hacker as well, it's more and more likely that those Chanks will be used upstairs and might as well grab a hacker along the way. So it is troublesome for Curry, a little missing Maya there, but he didn't really plan on it anyway. That's gonna be just passing Curry. Oh, he did stop in time. Almost even bigger problems for Curry, who's already behind for not killing Maya. But we'll now get the second kill as well, but the 2 easiest ones, I would say, with no real sign on the other 2 kills. That's the silenced SMG. We'll find there to get the second kill. And Observer is going for
Ezra
one
Berg
Chank
has been eliminated.
and probably the other
Work,
one.
47.
Ooh, the turn from that NPC was a bit sketchy, but I guess the hacker doesn't see his friend. He's right there, we can see it. It's almost like a comedy sketch. But Observer gets around just fine. Saves a Chank in the process. I don't think you need it for anything anymore, but good to have. It's now just a chip to get the shotgun kill for Sean. And then the setup and the final kill to hopefully, to this point likely but not certainly, get 4-2 lead against Curry. Enforcer troubles now for Curry. I think that was the roaming one, yeah. So eventually he will be out of the picture. Observer did grab the mask by only using 1 chunk even. Now he's on 3 kills out of 4. Looks around, closes the door. That's probably a very good idea. Those roaming ones would maybe turn around before too long.
I'll look into it.
Okay,
And now just tornado shelter. And just one floor hack to avoid, which is not even a floor hack. But if the hacker is right above you when you do the loud kill on Ezra this time,
What the hell was that?
then you get insta-compromised, and I don't know, I'm not sure if the server is planning to look around for the hackers, but it has happened in the past. If it's not insta-red, then he's good. Bit more dragging to make it nerve-wracking. Gunshot heard, Ezra's down, and still green guns. Observer wins Colorado. A very impressive 7-minute and 20-second first try. Chaining those firearm kills together, and Curry wasn't too far behind, but I think the 2 more important targets of this run, Sean and Maya, were just handled better by Observer, and thus is the deserved winner of Colorado. And now it's Chongqing. It's gonna be even harder for Curry to come back, because I think, well, if I need to save one map for Observer, then it would be Miami. I guess the second one would be New York, but the third one definitely Chongqing, so almost a home field advantage for the Irishman, and gonna be difficult to Curry to mount a comeback on. This one clarification on Joker's side, and we should be going into the next spin in the usual 4 to 5 minutes. Alright, with that out of the way, we should be even closer now. Let's see the reactions for the next one. Actually, it's pretty silent after that nervous Haven Island. Not a single message since before New York, but they are both in the zone now, and we are getting ready for the 4th map of this occasion. And this time it's even more interesting for Curry, because he has played this around 10 times, 7 wins, 2 draws, and his very first spin in Roulette Rivals history, the RR4 round 2 match, was a draw. Obviously he's gotten a lot better since then. He's gotten a lot better since tying a 60-minute spin, whatever it was early in RR4, but definitely a better win percentage than Observer's 4-3-0. Still above 50%, and we know that Observer likes the chonking strats, likes the chonking science, and if it's a facility disguise, then most players will be using his strats, most likely, him included. That map Rekido, says Joker J, I'm not sure why he would give attention to that one. An Observer just cannot remember the right code. It's so unfortunate, guys. If your memory just fails you, then there's always medication or therapy. 30, 37, that's not it either. 47, 69, that's all wrong. It's so unfortunate for Observer. Curry with a must-win plan here. Luckily, he has only lost this map twice. and one was against 47 in RR9. I do remember that one actually. I remember Curry being ahead for a time being, and then having the loud weapon kill heard from floors below. It wasn't the lady who you have to worry about, but it was floors below some other guard. So I wonder if we see a loud kill here. We won't, but we won't see any pacifications either. Hush, fiber wire is street guard. You cannot chank him either. It's no target pacification. And Imogen Royce Tento as a block guard, also no target pacification. Don't think it's problematic for chunking targets to have a melee kill without KO, but if it's a loud kill without KO, then I think it's a much different spot. I think it's a fairly easy spin here with a street guard start into a block guard disguise after the hush kill. I guess Reki is a possibility here, as Joker says, and I'm not sure if that's the reason why he's upset a little. You could see his record being broken. Yes, I wanna say it's super straightforward. There's not a... Like in Colorado, you could still have the argument to go for a couple different routes. But here is just... I wanna say so obvious that you have to... Ooh, that's target lockdown on Hush for Observer though. Don't know if anyone reacts there. You want to see the minimap there and Instinct. Bullet impact has been noticed, which will panic that card just a little. And Observer wants to contain the situation with the Chank. I think that's a very good situation. It makes it much more safer, and after he's woken up, I don't think there will be much running around. Curry gets the kill and arguably is just single second.
Now go get Imogen Royce.
No,
and get to the
several seconds slower. He needs to get rid of Mogwai as well. He doesn't really like this KO on Mogwai. Needs to change into disguise that's not just passing. And now it's definitely an Observer lead because of this approach. Takes so long to wait for Mogwai, and now you have to use a Chank there. Now the big whoosh. Oh, and he gets red anyway. Curry going extra safe and gets a very unfortunate rip in the process, but Observer already in the lead. And Observer in a situation where it's very difficult to go for suboptimal routes. Of course, it's always easy to mess up a strat. It's always easy to go imperfect in roulette. The game can always fail you. But in terms of routes, you really only have to get to that area behind the facility, down from here. One Chank for a lady, still not green. The record will not be broken. The 3-3x of Joker J stays, but I think in about 1 minute we might see Observer finish this one out. So, no, he definitely has plenty of time to get the Imogen. Not a lot of whooshes there. Still needs to be careful with one last KO before the kill. Don't use the taunt on the guard, don't use a blunt item on Imogen, don't open the wrong head. It's all good for Observer, and with a tier 3 dongle, he will win Chongqing, he will win the match 6-2. Very well done by Observer. After a very tense Haven Island, I can't think of a single rip from Observer for 3 maps straight, and that is a very tough obstacle to overcome for any players. And also for Curry, whose turning round will now end in round 2.
Nothing to worry about. You know, you're the last one.
As a, I guess as a last screw you from the game, you can just see the researcher just go his own way. We don't know why that happens. We don't really like it when that happens, but changes nothing. Observer wins the map, and the match 6-2. I will have to scroll down a little to find this match in lower bracket, and that will be here. Now with the updates from Joker, Observer moves on to round 3 and will have either throw the opponent or the loser round or match 23, for which we scroll up a little, and that will be the Time Cube versus I Like Hitman. That's the infamous very late round 2 match. They will only play next Monday. We'll talk about it just a second. But the loser of that match will face Throat in round 2, and the winner of that match will face Observer in round 3. Opponent already set for the winner of Observer's match. That's Fanium, the defending champion, has lost to Scruffy in round 3. And he's looking to start his lower bracket run with a match against one of these 4 possible opponents, including the 2 above. As for upcoming matches, we still have Crazy for Daisy casting Brainfixer vs TK47. We'll be there in just a second. And tomorrow at 3 PM Central European Summer Time, it's Fusk vs Osh. And currently we have, I guess, technically 1 match for each day: Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But it's a weekend. There will be, of course, many more matches to be scheduled. Ducker vs Nezuko, Tinosh vs Hash, Tank vs Hitman, all getting interesting and not one-sided, but very coin-flippy matches, so stay tuned for all of them. But now we will join Brainfixer vs TK47 at Crazy for Daisy's match. Hopefully that match is still going. And I would say thank you everyone for watching. Thank you Joker for editing this match, and of course to both players for playing, especially to Observer. Congrats to advancing. So until next time, bye bye.